divine in me bows to the divine in you. Yoga, which is highly talked about of late, how does it help us? What are its stages? And what is each stage for? And ultimately, do they take us towards the higher self, the inner being, the samadhi, the enlightenment, the nirvana, the moksha? What is that theory that goes behind the whole process of the yoga? Are you called yoga? The 8 stages are yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana and samadhi. What are these individual stages for? Why yama? And what is this yama? It is said yama means ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha. Ahimsa. What is this ahimsa? Is it simply something to do with non-killing at the physical level or at the material level? It is not just material level, it is not only the physical, even mental and emotional harm will create an impurity in us. Ahimsa, avoiding the himsa, mentally also. Every word you utter, one slang, one bad language, it hits you back. You want to throw a stone, you will have to pull your hand back. If you have to throw garbage on somebody, you will have to hold the garbage. Without contaminating our own mind, you cannot create any harm to the other person. Even to be angry, you are only giving a carbon copy to the other person and you are retaining the original. And you know, the original has a bolder imprint. Satya, what is this Satya? Everybody thinks that Satya is about speaking the truth. No. Being with the real, the absolute, being with the truth is connected with this moment, the here and now. This moment is Satya. It is not what you talk to somebody. Slowly, with the change of meanings, as it got through different people, the meaning has changed. The Satya means existentially being in this moment of here and now. Ahimsa and Satya, Asteya. The mind which is greedy is trying to take the other, pilfer the other, a theft. The very mind in that greed awares, it is getting contaminated. Brahmacharya. You mean to say Brahmacharya is not about the abstinence of sex. The Charya of the Brahma, the divine act, the godly act. People thought that Brahmacharya is the suppression of sex, and they indulged into so much of nonsense outside. You find so many Swamijis, pseudo gurus indulging into lot of these things. Being with your life partner, when you are total in that particular act, then slowly there is no more craving for that act. It is so beautifully it is taking place. The Brahmacharya, it's the divine attitude, divine activity, and you are not leaving anything. It is not about your leaving of sex, sex is leaving you. When you finished it and it is no longer a mental concept, it is about how you are behaving mentally. Even mental prostitution is much more worse than the physical. What happens? It gets more contaminated. That is why this word has come into Brahmacharya, the Charya of the Brahma, the divine act, without any craving, without any aversion. It does not come out of any suppressions. Next is aparigraha. What is your graha? What is your graha? Yourself is your graha, your soul. There is nothing beyond this. Yama is the ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha. This is called the social code of conduct. How you should behave in terms of the other is called yama. Niyama, it is said, personal code of conduct. Saucha, santosha, tapaha, swadhyaya, ishvara pranidhanani. Saucha. What is this saucha? Many people think that going to the temple after a bath is enough. It is not saucha. How are you mentally? How are you emotionally? How good is your heart? How pure is your mind? We do not give any thought to this. Even the internal purification, even the organs, even the toxins inside, the impurities at the mind, heart, each organ, each sensory organ. You carry a lot of garbage and then you enter into a temple. One bucket you have thrown it on your body and you think it is saucha. No. Saucha is the purity to the core of your heart. Santosha. You are contented with the state what has been given to you. The contentment. At the core level, everybody is self-sufficient. Whether you have one hand or two hand or two legs or one hand, no legs also. You your Atma, whatever it wanted, it got it. You wanted the same wife, you got it. The same family, you got it. Same parents, you got it. Same neighbors, you got it. Same environment, you got it. When we exit from this earth with lot of residual karma, we take our last breath and then desire, demand to the Almighty that I want all this, then God provides you. Then we scold, we are not contented. Everybody is self-sufficient. Out of fear, we hide. Out of greed, we accumulate. It goes into one of your almaras and then we die. Everything is here. You don't need anything much more than what you are given. You strive, you work, and what takes place should be accepted, and that is contentment. Saucha and Santosha. Tapaha. What is this tapaha? Any extremes of opposites, you should be centered. Pain, pleasure, praise, reprimand, anything is same. All the pairs of opposites, you should be centered. Tapna, you are equanimous with total awareness, without getting any excitement or depression. Tapna, tapaha. Swa adhyaya. Swa is your soul, self. Swadhyaya is not about studying scriptures. Swaka adhyaya, the knowledge of the self is the real knowledge, and it is perfected when you live in each and every moment totally. Ishvara pranidhanani, everything is you are consecrating to God. Brahmanyadhaya karmani Sangam tyaktva karoti yaha lipyate na papena padmapatram evambasa. Everything is godly. The Ishvara means whatever is not Nashvara. Pranidhanani, the energy of the divinity should totally come into that moment, and you are giving most to the moment and taking the most from the moment with absolute non-attachment. No craving, no aversion, no ignorance, no avidya, no asmita, no raga, no dvesha, no abhinivesha. This is Ishvara Pranidhanani. Yama, Niyama. Next is asana. This asana, of late, people think doing 84 lakh asanas is asana. Certainly you get health, but this is not what is meant by asana. Sthiram sukham asanam. Sthiram means stable, sukham means you are contented or you are happy in it. Why this asana is so much? There are only 4 asanas what Patanjali says: Padmasana, Siddhasana, Vajrasana, Ardha Padmasana. Why this asana? The mystics knew that any movement in the body will create a movement in the prana. Any movement in the prana will create a fluctuation in the mind. So, they understood the asana. When you are in a stable and comfortable posture, the prana does not move. The mind is stable. Next is pranayama. Unless you are stabilized in asana, your prana is also fluctuating. It is said, tasmin sati swasa praswasa yorgati vichedaha pranayama. We are so unconsciously breathing into ourselves and breathing out of ourselves. It is so unconsciously it is taking place, and the mystics say, tasmin sati swasa praswasa, the inhalation and exhalation, you are absolutely together. The abnormality and all the aberrations are gone. That gati vichedaha is pranayama. Prana is pra plus ana. Constant, pra is constant, ana means movement. The constant movement. What is happening, you just see. It is said, chale vate chalam chittam, nischale nischalam bhavet. Chale vate, the air, chale vate chalam chittam. The movement of the air will lead to the movement of the mind. Nischale, no movement of the air, nischalam bhavet. They have understood the mystical truths. Only a practicing yogi, you need to practice at the subtler realities, then only you will understand and go towards your sukshma and karana shariras. It is not about the sthula. It is not about simply the annamaya kosha. It is about the pranamaya and manomaya koshas. Most of the impurities are totally hidden into our sensory organs. That is why it is said, Indriyanam dahyanta dosha pranasya nigrahat. You hold the prana, everything is beautiful. Indriyanam dahi, the sensory organs, the impurities, the toxins inside the indriyas, the sensory organs. Pranasya nigrahat. You are in the command of your prana, then things are very, very beautiful. It is said, even when you visit a temple, you just see, the priest tells you to hold your nose. And you don't know what you do, and he also does not know what to do. Prana pratishta, they say, prana spandana. In a temple, prana pratishta. What is this prana pratishta? Pranayama trayam krutva sarva papai pramuchyate. Pranayama trayam krutva sarva papai pramuchyate. There are the pranayama trayam, the everything is within. So once you are able to handle it properly, then you are in command of the situation. Pratyahara, What is this pratyahara? All the sensory organs are going out. Next is pratyahara, the control of the sensory organs. Everything is, eye is going out, ear is going out, nose is going out, tongue is going out, skin is going out. Everything is outward. Making it inward. Tasmin sati swavishaye samprayoge chitta swarupanukara ivendriyanam pratyahara. Swavishaye samprayoge. They are their own issues, they are so much bound. Samprayoge chitta swarupanukara ivendriyanam pratyahara. The inside pratyeka ahara. There is a science and we will have to go through that. Next comes dharana, concentration. Desa bandhas chittaha dharana, attaching to internal, inner or external object. You are binding to a place, binding to an object is dharana. Next comes dhyana. It is an extended form of dharana is dhyana. If dharana is a point, dhyana is a line. An extension of the points is the dhyana. Tatra pratyaikatanata dhyanam. Dhyanam means dhi plus yanam, dhi plus prayanam. The dhi means intellect. The flow of awareness is dhyana. Samadhi is absolute oneness, or the state of pure mind or no mind, or the state of pure consciousness. Tadaiva ardhamatra nirbhasa swarupa sunyameva samadhi. The subject, the object, objectivity, the subjective, everything becomes one. We will learn more about this and go towards our soul, the universal self, the individual self, and we will discover our own self towards the higher states of consciousness. God bless you.